What's up, IFG? Guys, we're super excited. Just like you can tell, we're gonna have a great time tonight. My name's Luis Moyano. I've been with IFG since like July of 2020. I go back, right? And I am one of your partnership advisors. So here to help train, help just give goodness back. We're gonna introduce to you Mr. Ryan Loede. What's up, Ryan?
What's happening, brother? Appreciate you guys having me on here.
Absolutely, man. We're happy to have you on. It's an exciting time, right? I feel like, everyone sees your name, but like they don't know you, like you haven't had the opportunity of having too much FaceTime. So it's here now. You now have the opportunity to like talk to everyone and introduce yourself. So if you would just go ahead and let everybody know a little bit about Ryan Loede, where you come from, a little background so we can get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, so specifically, I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I was born in a very, very tight, very strict, disciplined, and consistent family upbringing. I was born and raised in like a sports household as well. So I was playing all type of sports, baseball, football, basketball, and more specifically, so I was just kind of all around in my life. Didn't really have too much direction, didn't really have much of a purpose after high school. And then I ran across my cousin. He was in the insurance industry and his buddy got him in the insurance industry. And next thing I know, they were telling me about it. And I was like, hey, it's an opportunity. I saw it and I went all in with it. And that was about 3 years ago, back in October 2017, when I first got a license in the insurance industry. And I started my insurance career in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I got licensed in Cleveland. I made the move. I made the quick decision, moved with speed. I moved straight out to North Carolina, Charlotte. Didn't know anyone out there. I didn't have a sales process, didn't know anything about the insurance industry. I had no knowledge whatsoever. I made the jump. I got myself, number one, uncomfortable. I got unreasonable. I took a dangerous step and I took the risk because I knew, hey, I'm going into the insurance industry with only one plan, and that's plan A. I did not have plan B or plan C. I had one plan, plan A, and that was to absolutely succeed and crush it in the insurance industry. So I made that risk, took that dangerous big step, moved out to Charlotte, North Carolina, started my insurance career out there. Next thing I know, wasn't able to get enough leads out there, so I moved back to Cleveland, Ohio. I was getting so comfortable. I loved it in Charlotte, and I got back outside of my comfort zone, moved back to Cleveland, Ohio, so I can, start to up my lead flow, get up to 40 leads. I was currently working 20 leads. I was like, hey, I'll jump it up to 30, when I moved back to Cleveland. Made another fast decision. I went from 20, doubled it up to straight to 40. I was like, hey, let's make a hard decision fast. Let's move with speed. Let's go all in and overcommit. So moved back to Cleveland, Ohio. Next thing I know, I went to 40, went to 60, went to 80, just kept multiplying my lead flow. And that's one of the things that me and Luis are going to talk about today is how important it is to have sufficient and, most importantly, consistent lead flow on a weekly basis. Because without people to see, right, we're not going to be able to close anyone and help families and ultimately help ourselves and other people around us in our surroundings, friends, family, acquaintances.
I love it, man. And we're definitely going to get into that. So it's good to know, you were born in Ohio and there's something to you. It seems like you were like a track runner back in high school because you like to do things fast, man, right? Like you want to move with speed. And we're going to go into, there's so many different things here that I want to touch base on. Started back in 2017. So you're 3 years into the business. How old were you in 2017?
I was 2017 was, what was that, 4 years ago? I was like 19, 18.
19 years old, just fresh out of high school. Didn't go to college, straight to high school, straight to insurance.
That's right.
Beautiful. Right into insurance. 19 years old, decides to move, right? Did you start with like a captive, a non-captive company? Did you start with IFG? Like what's that background like?
Yeah, so I actually initially started with the organization that my cousin and his buddy was in. That was 360 Financial Group, ran under Brad Aiden. And I actually got switched under to Dave Duford, really, really great guy. So started in 360 Financial Group, and then after that, I moved over to IFG in 2019, November of 2019. So coming up on 2 years, it's been absolutely fantastic. One of the best organizations out there.
No, it's not
Oh, well,
one.
not one of it. It
It's
is the
not
best.
one of
It
them.
is
It's
the
an
best.
100% the best, no doubt about that. But man, so all right, 2019, you got started with another company, 365, I think you mentioned, right? And you kind of started going through a little bit of the training process. Did you have like a what was the struggle like? Like what was it that when you moved to North Carolina to get started and you were not able to get the leads? Like tell me a little bit about that. I want to hear about like the tough times that you had to endure to like learn that eventually if you keep working you're going to succeed. So tell a little bit about those downtimes when you first started in insurance.
Yeah, because I'm with you, Luis. It was honestly the hardest thing for me. And there's a few things that pop in my head immediately is number one, I was thinking so small. I was not thinking, as the background says, 10X. I was not thinking big initially when I first got in the insurance industry. I was thinking like, hey, I asked Dave Duford, who I was under my upline, can I get 10 leads a week? And as we all know, you cannot succeed off of 10 leads a week. You will not have at all any activity. You will burn through your leads. And that's one of the things that held me back in the beginning was a small, limited mindset. I was working with 10 leads. And then number two, I don't think I was diving into as much information and connecting and building relationships with other individuals that are highly successful in the insurance industry. And that's a key factor because in order to become successful, you have to learn the traits and the attributes of the successful people.
Ain't that something? Right? It's something else. It's just kind of how it works. It's like a gospel. Like you're literally going back and you're learning how to succeed. It's like I related going to school. You want to learn how to pass a test. You're just going to study the material they give you. You want to succeed here, study what other successful people have done. It can't be that hard, right? Like, hey man, I just take no offense. Spend some time with Loede. This guy's a beast. He's not any smarter than me, right? I'm not any smarter than him. We're just hardworking dudes. And there was plenty of ladies in that conference, that 1% of just hardworking ladies. And I think that ladies almost have a leg up in this industry. That's just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's there. So without naming any names, right, or whoever that was in the past, what was it that like your uplines managers would tell you when you were just like, oh, just give me 10 weeks a lead, 10 leads a week?
Week. They supported me. They knew that I was a new and upcoming agent, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because, as I said earlier, 10 leads a week is, just setting yourself up for failure in the beginning. I mean, we got to start thinking bigger in the beginning and move with speed and take the risks that are necessary to get us from point A where we're at to point B where we want to be in the
So they
long
would
term.
would they tell you that? Like, is that what your uplines would say to you, or is that something that you personally learn over time?
No, that's something I learned through experience. And in my personal opinion, that's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to learn from our mistakes. We want to learn from other people's mistakes and, just avoid those mistakes if at all possible. So, yeah, that's something that I learned through my personal experience is just, hey, those 10 leads a week, that's setting yourself up for failure.
You ain't gonna cut it, Chuck. Right? It's not gonna work. I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. He's saying it right there. And what I love about what Ryan just said is like you want to learn from other people's mistakes, right? And like if you're new and you're watching right now, take that in, like let it sink in, and don't be this guy that doesn't listen to anyone and wants to learn from his own mistakes. Because it's like the only way I learn. Like let me go ahead and fail, right? Like this past weekend, we're at a casino. I had to lose some money to realize that I shouldn't gamble. Like that's just not for me. So I learned from my mistakes. It's not happening. I'm not. It's fun, but it's not for me. Now with the leads, right? You eventually have to get to a spot where you can get that lead flow. So if you're like at a company or if you're watching this and for whatever reason you're not part of our family, of the IFG family, that's okay. But like if you're not getting leads, like I almost feel bad because it's going to be hard for you to succeed, right? You can go ahead and be the best network out there. You can go and get referrals like left and right better than anybody else. But at the end of the day, you just never know if those referrals might dry up, if you might not be having them come in right away. So it's going to be so important for you to just have a constant automatic lead flow, right? We give Ryan a little bit of a hard time, but in a complimentary way. We call him like a robot or a cyber because like this guy is just like so disciplined. Like there's just no getting him off his game, and that's fantastic. So we're gonna step into that a little bit, Ryan. Right? So you decided to make a change. You said, I'm gonna go to what I've heard is the best company out there, and let me go ahead and join IFG. So you came over here, and what was different for you? What changes did you imply or apply when you started, coming to our model?
So the number one thing is, like we've been speaking about, I up my lead flow. And then secondly, I started to connect and build relationships with other highly successful people in the insurance industry. When I was at my old organization, I was like a lone ranger. I didn't speak with anyone. I didn't connect and build relationships with anyone. And most importantly, the reason why I joined the best organization in the insurance industry is due to the fact that we are growth minded. We are focused on growth. We are focused on helping other people and sincerely making sure that every single individual in this organization is set up to succeed.
That's what's up. You have to reach in or reach out and reach up, right? Everybody's brought in by somebody else. Some people are experienced, some people are not experienced. It doesn't matter, right? If you're not getting what you need from that upline, right? It's up to you. This is an industry of 8% success and 92% failure statistically, not at IFG. And especially not if you take the things that you're learning from Ryan right now and you start applying them. Reach out and reach up. Whoever you want to talk to, get their phone number. You need to talk to me, reach out to me. You got to talk to Ryan. He's going to go ahead and make himself available for all of you guys. Find out who's that person that's doing well. Who's that person that you want to follow, and literally hey man, can I tag along? Can I pick your brain? I've gotten so many different calls from so many different agents at IFG, and I hope that I'm able to provide value. And honestly, I love it. The more that I can give back, the better it is. I'm a big believer in the law of universe, right? You got to give to receive. And you know what? I got a family. I want to give them the world. So I'm going to go ahead and give and pour to all of you guys as much as I possibly can. I'm nobody special. I can just sell. And I have so much more to learn. I have such a long career to go. But at the end of the day, I know that what I do know allowed me to sell $245,000 in 7 months with the company with IFG. But you know who did better? It's the guy that's right next to me. Ryan, 2019 was good. You got started. 2020 was a crazy year, right? We started off the year and things were going great. January was cool. February came around and we started hearing some rumors going out that things were getting bad overseas and everybody's wearing masks. And next thing you know, March is here, the economy drops, the lockdown starts happening, people start losing their jobs, tourism is ending, COVID, the pandemic is here. But I think that didn't really stop you too much, huh?
Absolutely not. The main thing that I focused on right when things started going crazy, when everyone else in the world was going, crazy in their mind, the number one asset that I had was to keep a positive mental attitude and most importantly, lock down on everything that I was doing in every aspect of the business. I locked down on lead flow, I locked down on activity, and I locked down on seeing people, which, as we all know, is king in this industry. Lead flow and to see people. And I tightened down on every single aspect of my life and made sure that I was staying as disciplined and as focused as I could be on selling and helping families out.
PMA, baby. It's all about that PMA. I don't know about you guys out there, but I don't know if you've met too many people that are successful and don't have that positive mental attitude, right? You gotta, no matter what, if you're getting a no, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the way that you sold. If the leads are not answering the phone, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the way that you're dialing. It's the times that you're dialing. Maybe you're not switching your numbers up. It's never the leads. It's never the leads. It's always us. We just gotta turn that finger and just point at ourselves, right? Because there are people like Ryan using the same leads and having success out there. So let's go ahead and drop the shocker, right? 2020, crazy year. You have an amazing lead flow. You know what? Tell me what an amazing lead flow looks like.
I mean, it all varies from agent to agent, but for me personally, um, I'd say about 80 to 100 leads every single week consistently.
Did you say every week?
Yes, every single week, 80 to
80
100 leads.
to 100 leads.
Don't
What's your average cost of lead?
Average cost was $36 per lead, and I was running
36
strictly direct mail leads.
strictly direct. People are saying like, man, let me do my math. 100 leads, $36 each. Let me carry the one, slide the comma. $3,600 a week. Did some of you guys just fall off your seats out there? $3,600 a week, right? 7,200 every 2 weeks. That's $14,400 a month. 14K in leads. I'm never gonna make it in this business. Or you're gonna take those $14,000 and turn them into what?
70,000, 80,000.
Where do I sign up? I'll spend 14K to make 70K a month, right? So I don't want to keep doing math. Obviously, I'm not that good at it. Tell me, what was the full year like on your issue paid?
It was a little over 500,000 for 2020, and that was specifically between the months of January and about like June or July-ish. That's when
What?
that's when I was really hammering at it. Between like June and July, the rest of the year, I was focused on transitioning into Medicare. So the life side of the aspect, I wasn't really even hitting it as hard as I could have been. Man, if I kept going, brother, I could have hit north of 700, 750.
Right? Let me go ahead and take my jaw off the floor. Dude, that's in like 7, 8 months. This guy is running like a maniac. And I just heard like a key word. So, but I don't even want to go to that keyword because like people don't get it, right? Like I don't even want to go there yet. I want to just kind of establish that you were spending $14,000 a month to make $70,000. That in 7 months you took that and you wrote $500,000, right? I don't care what comp level you're at. Dude, if you're at 50%, you're still making $250,000. It's like, it's unbelievable, right? So to anyone out there that's making excuses and saying, "Hey, it's the leads. I can't get enough leads." How did you manage to get 100 leads a week? Was that a challenge in itself to get that many direct mails coming back to you?
Actually, not, because some weeks I specifically was using two different vendors at one point in time. And some weeks I was getting almost 150 to 200 leads returned. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? I did not know what to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're having struggles with getting leads, what I would recommend is to look at different vendors, have multiple flows. You can't just rely on one single flow of anything in your life. It could work in any area. If you're having trouble getting anything, multiply the flows. It's like when you're going fishing, you want to have multiple lines in the water. So I was working different flows for lead sources, and that's how I kind of got my leads up to 80 to 100 a week.
Right? People talk about having different income streams, have different income streams for me to be successful, have different income flows for you to be successful, or not income, lead flows. Have you ever worked Facebook leads or other types of leads other than direct mail?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was working Facebook leads and implementing those with my direct mail leads, which were absolutely fantastic.
Right? So like there's honestly so many different ways of being able to get that lead flow. You know what? I'm gonna shock you guys. When I was running primarily final expense, guess what my lead flow was like on a weekly basis, Ryan?
40.
100. I wanted to have 100 leads. I would get the main. Much of the I didn't do much of the direct mail right back then. I actually just did all virtual Facebook, Google, whatever it was. But my goal was to have 100 Facebook leads, right? And that would cost back then 15 to 20 bucks, but 100, that's $1,500 that I was dropping and getting into it to the point that I was just working them. And that's what it's all that it comes down to. Like get as much activity as you possibly can. Ryan took it upon himself to just see as many people as possible out of those hundreds. Were you calling and setting appointments or were you just door knocking everyone?
So specifically, if I was trying to call 80 to 100 leads myself each week, it would not have been possible. So what I did was I rationalized that responsibility to someone else, and I got myself an appointment center. And that's how the probably one of the main out of the main reasons why I was able to attain so much success was because of an appointment center. And with the leads that my appointment center wasn't able to book an appointment for, I was out there door knocking. I was out there doing absolutely whatever it took to achieve my goals and my targets that I set out for myself.
Dude, you blow my socks off, bro. Because like that's not only do you have 100 leads, not only are you spending $1,400 a month, now you're paying somebody either a cost per sit, you're paying somebody a commission, you're paying somebody a set salary, but you're investing more into your business. That's unbelievable, right? So like I don't know, maybe an extra $1,000 a week, maybe a little bit more for an appointment setter, right? But it's another four, so like you're like at $18,000 to $20,000 going out into your business. Would you spend 20 to make 70? I think I would, right? But now something that's really important here is that not everybody's gonna have that opportunity to just say, "Hey, I'm gonna spend 14,000." Right? Did you have a transition period when you just didn't have that much money? How did you work up to being able to spend that much?
So, yeah, specifically when I first started, I mean, like I said earlier, I was working like 10 leads a week. And I just started, multiplying 10, 20, went to 30, went to 40. Basically, what I did, I accumulated the wealth by selling deals, right? Helping families. And then I stored as much of the revenue that I created, I stored it all away. I put it all away. I lived as frugally, and I still do, I lived as frugal as possible so I can keep reinvesting into the business. Because if you're not reinvesting into the business or personally in yourself and personal development so you can close more deals and help more families, then you're not going to be able to reach what you set out to achieve.
Live lean, right? Cut the fat, especially at first, right? There's so many agents. Ryan, dude, you're 23 years old, right? And you get it, man. There's so many agents here that are dude, so much older, more experienced, all that, and want to have your success. And you can attain it to many other things, but anyone that's willing to work as hard as you worked, because I bet you out of 100 leads, you just didn't have time for anything else but grind. Like if not, you're wasting leads. That might even be too many leads for somebody because you can't get to all of them, right? But if you don't, it's either you have time or you have money. If you have money, then you buy more leads. You get the cream of the crop, right? The cherry on top. And the ones that don't answer the phone, are not serious, don't set the appointment, you forget about those. And you don't think of it as I just spent $36 for this piece of paper right here. This here cost me 36 bucks. You think of like, hey, I spent 14,000 this month to make 70,000. It doesn't matter. That's because you're going for the better ones, the ones that want you, the ones that need you. And at the same time, you might not even be getting to everybody out there because all those people filled it out for a reason. But as we know, not every lead is perfect. Actually, not one lead is perfect, right? And you really, really, really have to just work hard at it. So as I'm saying, time versus money. If you have time, you don't have as much money. If you have money, then you're going to buy a lot of leads. You're going to get an appointment setter. But at first, most people don't start there. They're going to start by not having a lot of that, and they're going to have more time. So when you had more time, right? And I bet you that you worked those 10 leads like nobody else's business, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
telling you, every single one of those now at 10 leads, it becomes every single one of these papers. It's not 36, it's gold. Like it's heavy, right? Like you're gonna work it like there's no tomorrow because you have to make it happen. So that's okay. But he still went for $36 leads and he just busted it till until he was able to sell the majority of them, or he can reinvest back that much more into the business. What I do want to tell everyone is whatever you can afford to invest into yourself, getting started, I'm a big believer that whatever you put into the business, as long as you work, you're going to be able to make back, right? Whatever you put into the business, as long as you work, you're going to be able to make back. I don't think there's been more than 1 week that I have not doubled or tripled my lead investment. That's because I work, right? And the people that work are the people that succeed. And the people that learn from their mistakes are the people that succeed. And the people that invest in themselves are going to be the people that are going to succeed. So make sure that as you're investing more, you're finding more success because you're applying that activity, right? So you have to call and set your own appointment at first until you get so good at setting your own appointments that now you can pass it on to somebody else. And you know what's beautiful about the age that we're in? That most of you guys are part of the partnership and that you are going to get access to our Go High Level CRM and that every single phone call gets recorded. How much would that have helped you to be able to train your appointment setter at first if you could send her your top 10, 20 best sets? You know, it just makes it easy. Now you're a pro at what you do. Here's the calls that I've made. Here's how I set an appointment. All you have to do is do the same thing and let them listen to it, right? You can listen to yourself. You can listen to your appointments. You can see what's wrong. And guess what? If you can't figure it out yourself, you can take that recording and send it to Ryan, send it to me, send it to any of the advisory board. Jig Nash would be so happy to say, hey, let me listen to that call and see what I can do to improve upon it for you. Right? So now take action and take advantage of the technologies that we have in place for you guys because they are in place to get you to be better. So man, activity, right? Did you have a day off when you were doing that? No, you were doing 7 days a week.
Oh, well, Sunday, yeah. Monday through Saturday. I was working sun up to sundown and nothing else besides prospecting, door knocking, running appointments. I was doing absolutely nothing else. I didn't go out to lunch. I didn't take days off because that's literally how I set it up for myself. I forced my execution by investing so much of my revenue back into myself and back into the business. And when you do that, like I said, you're going to have forced execution, and that's just going to build your confidence. It's going to build your certainty. And then next thing you know, you're going to become a pro at, selling insurance and doing what you're doing. It's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time. The only people that work and don't succeed in this business are the ones that quit. Let that sink in, right? First year might be tough, but you're going to get better. Just don't stop putting the activity in. You're going to keep getting better. Second year won't be as bad. Third year should be really good. The more that you just keep pouring into it, the better it gets. Especially because of what Mr. Loede is so excited about for 2021. You want to talk a little bit about that? What just like gets you excited about going to 2021?
The biggest thing right now for me is the Medicare game.
Medicare game, right? How does that break down? I mean, I know I'm gonna join you. I'm gonna be there. Like no joke. I know I have to get it going. And this weekend we spent some time with all the top dogs. They're like, I think I heard about 45 times a day. Luis, get started with Medicare. Got it. I'm getting started. Right. So now I think it was about 400 policies, maybe a little bit less, that would equal out to $100,000 residual every year. Right, Ryan? And as long as that policy stays in the books, you're going to get paid on that next year. So let's break that down. To hit 400 policies a month, right? What does that look like? Divided by 12, that's
Like 30, 35.
33.33333, right? So let's keep the numbers even. Let's make it 34. There's four average of about 4 weeks in a month. That's 8.5 a week. You should be running, especially in the beginning, you should be doing 5 days. But let's say you have one dial day and then you're running appointments and you're only out there for 4 weeks, 4 days. That's 2.25. So if you do 2.5 sales or MAPDs a day times four, you should be working 5 days anyway. If you're doing 5 days, it's only two a day, right? So that's 10 a week times four, it's actually 40, right? And then 12 months, you're at 480. 480, the average is $270 per. That's not including any true ups, which I just learned what a true up is finally because I didn't know. And if you don't know what a true up is when you sign somebody that just turned 65 and signed them up. But just at that, the 270, that's $129,600 residually that you're gonna get, residually every single year, as long as the policy stays in the book over and over. So as long as you keep working hard, your income is pretty much guaranteed to increase and double and triple and quadruple every single year. It's like a beautiful thing. Now, I want you to shock me a little bit because when we were at the conference, you told me a number and you said that, like, I can't remember. It was like, tell me, how good has it been going? Like, what if you were going to shock somebody, what's the most that you did in a couple of days?
Well, the most I did during AEP was 45 Medicare Advantage policies.
During the whole AAP?
No, that was just 1 week. 45.
45 in 1 week.
Yeah.
6 days a week.
Do the numbers.
45 divided by 6 or 5?
It was 6. Yep.
So 7.5.
Yeah.
7.5 policies. Come on. Right? That's insane. In 1 week, he did 45 policies. Like, how many weeks are there in open enrollment?
I think it's 6 or 8.
6 or 8. So, like, if you had gone that hard for the whole time, there would have been 270 just during open enrollment. That's insane. And you know what's crazy? During that time, he moved to a new city. The lead flow wasn't on point like it should have been, or like he would want it to be. He's excited about going into this year. And even more, I can only imagine like how your mouth waters when you think about going to open enrollment next year. Yeah. All right. Tell me a little bit about what you're going to do when you're out of open enrollment. Are you going to go back to doing some final expense too?
No, I'm gonna still crank at the Medicare game, and then my main focus of 2021, besides the Medicare, is finding a core 3 to 5 agents to build my foundation for my agency. Ooh. Some people that just want to go to war with me. Some people that want to build a multi-million-dollar agency, that want to see things through and just have that, the same, mindset that I have. They just want to take over. They want to win. They want to see other people succeed. They want to pour their heart into other people and then make sure that they're, getting to where they want to be in their life.
I'd sign up with you right away, man. I'm telling you, all you got to tell me is, this is what I'm doing. Sign me up. And that's a leader's lead, right? Leaders lead by doing it, by putting the activity, by hitting the pavement, by going out there and showing that, hey, I can do it. So can you. Yeah, Ryan, I'm going to give a little bit about you. Yeah, Ryan's a vegan. Yeah, Ryan reads about a book a week. Yeah, Ryan wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym every morning. Yeah, Ryan drinks 3 gallons of water every single day, and not just water, like super like purified electrolytes, best water you can ever get for yourself. Carries his own machine around with him. Yeah, he goes to bed early. Yeah, he's a hard worker. That's why we call him the cyborg. That's why this guy has more discipline out there than anybody I've ever met. And that's why he's going to kill it. And that's why you want to join his team. And that's what you want to learn from him. So I'm so happy that you're on the call right now and paying attention to what we're building. And I'm telling you, I just know, man, 2021 is going to be big, right? You want
It's
to get
going to
your
be absolutely phenomenal, especially in terms of just our organization in a whole. We growth is going to be astronomical.
if you guys were on the call yesterday, what am I saying yesterday? It feels like so much. I had a call at 10 o'clock in the morning today going over mortgage protection, and we went over some fire topics. There was a call at 12 o'clock for all the partnership people. Tyler Reese, the man himself, was on there breaking down the things that we're going into and what we're going to do, how we're going to match your leads, how we're going to go ahead and give you guys, if you buy 1,000 mail drops at a set price. I don't know if he went into it or not, so I'll let him do it. That if you buy and you commit, that's the biggest word. If you commit and you say, I'm going to be that agent that's going to do a minimum of 200 Medicare enrollments for the year. This guy did that, like he did a quarter of that in 1 week. Just keep that in perspective. So that's how easy it can be, right? If you're gonna be that guy that commits, we're gonna match. You buy 1,000, we give you 1,000. Then on top of that, we're gonna have for the people that are committing, we're gonna have Facebook leads. We're gonna give you 25 if you buy 25. How much do you think 25 Facebook leads are gonna cost you, Ryan?
Probably a few hundred, 300, 400.
$5 each, right? That's $125.
Come on
That's
now.
it.
Come on.
I can guarantee you that we're not generating them for that cheap. I know Matthew Murray's probably like pulling his hair out right now because I'm saying this, but it's true. I know that we're not generating for that much, but that's how much we believe in our agents. That's how much we know that IFG is going to be the best place to be at. And you're not even limited to that, right? So if you do your mail drop and you have like 2,000 being dropped, at a 1% average rate, that's 20 leads itself. Then we're going to give you 25. If you buy 25, that's 50. That's 50. That's 70 leads right there for a minimum investment. And if you want to buy more, you want to get to that 100 leads, you can. I preach, and Ryan, I'm going to tell you this too. And I told you this in the past. I'm going to preach that you cross sell the clients, be compliant, be very compliant with Medicare. Don't play around. That's your license, but make sure that you guys are able to cross sell, that all your clients, your book, you're able to also keep your life volume up. It's super, super important for you guys to keep your life volume up. I almost want to preach, right? Like if you're doing 200 for the year is your goal should be higher. This should be your minimum. Just 5 policies. Just 5 policies. Just your 5 policies a week. Out of your 5 policies a week, that's going to get you at 40 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year if you don't know that. Out of 40 weeks, you're at 200. That's your goal. That's 50,000 residual every single year. 5 a week. Super easy. Ryan, how many did you do today?
3.
How many appointments did you do today?
I had 4 appointments.
Wow. 75% closing ratio. Three for the week, right? So if he just keeps that going, he's done by tomorrow, but he's not because he's a hard worker. So 5. And then out of 5, cross sell, right? Life business is easy to get. You're going to find a clientele. And out of that, give me a minimum or give yourself a goal of a minimum of $10,000 for the month. 10,000 for the month minimum. That's 2,500 for the week, right? 2,500. If we go ahead and do, let's say the average policy is what, $60 for final expense at 720,
About 3 or 4
2,500,
policies.
right? I like to get to the nitty gritty. Divided by 720, that is, You're right. Yeah, I'm messing up in the numbers here. 2,500 divided by 720. It is exactly 3.4. So you do 4 policies, even if your numbers are off. 4 final expense policies, 5 MAPD policies. You guys are on the track for success. That's going to get you $120,000 of annual issue paid premium. That's going to get you $50,000 of residual income, having 170 this year. Next year, if you do the same, you're automatically at 220. Next year, if you do the same, you're automatically at 270. And that's the minimum. We don't do average. What did we learn this week? We're not looking for baby seals. We're looking for what?
We're Navy SEALs.
We're looking for Navy SEAls, baby. That's you guys. You guys are the Navy SEAls. You guys are going to get it. We're IFG. We're Navy SEAls here, baby. We're not baby SEAls. So that's, if you keep that into perspective, you guys work hard, set your 10,000 minimum life production, and you also go ahead and get your 5 MAPDs. That's all we need, right? It's that itself is going to put you into the road for 100K, past 100K. And that's going to get you in the road to have residual income. And now we touched it briefly. If you guys know anybody and you're not hiring, do me a favor, give them or pass them. Give him Ryan Loede's name, because this guy's going to build a massive team. And if they can't reach Ryan, have him call me, because I'm going to build a massive team. But they should go to Ryan first. Ryan's a man. And we're going to grow. Right. And it doesn't take a lot for you guys to say, hey, let me reach out to 3 people that I think are going to take this seriously. Like, yeah, we're not a multi-level marketing company. We're not a company that's based about recruiting, but we are a company that gets that insurance is based partly in overrides. And that if you find 5 people that take this seriously, that can make over $100,000 in their first year without a college degree, without having to clock in and clock out, without selling your soul, right? That you can go ahead and make it right here. Shouldn't you pass that on to somebody else? Shouldn't you just get that success and share it? Win-win, baby, right? If you're winning, let somebody else win. Tell somebody else about it. This opportunity that you have in front of you guys is fantastic. But remember, we're not looking for baby seals. We're looking for Navy SEALs, right? So that person has to commit. Did they commit to buying leads? Oh, that's another thing. For you to get that program that I'm talking to you about, you guys have got to commit to have it be on automatic. There's no question about it. Your credit card's going to get hit on a weekly basis. That means your lead flow is going to be automatic. That means that if it's an automatic, that's robotic. That means that you can do what Ryan Loede's doing.
Yeah, because let me touch on that, Luis, really quick. Because basically, if you're having that consistent lead flow, what's going to happen? It's going to force you to be consistent with your actions. Because if you're putting money back into yourself or back into the business, you have to show up. You have to commit, because no one in their right mind is going to put, let's say, for example, myself, no one in the right mind is going to put $4,000 a week into the business and not work their butt off to make a return.
Nobody. And if you are that person, I don't know, man, don't be. Right? If you are that person, like, realize that everything you're putting into it, it's what you're going to be able to get back out of it, but it's going to take work, right? It's going to take activity. It's going to take PMA. What's PMA? We talked about it earlier. You should know.
Positive mental attitude.
That's right. You got to have the positive mental attitude. Look, Ryan's smiling the whole time, not because he's on camera, because he's happy about this. Not because he made over $500,000 last year. It's because he's excited about this opportunity. He's excited that we're sharing back with you guys. He's excited that he was able to give you guys a little bit of knowledge on what he's been doing and how he's been succeeding, right? And it's exciting moments. I'm just asking questions and I'm pumped, man. Guys, we got just a couple more minutes here. We have about 10 minutes left. If you guys
Q&A?
have some questions, what's up?
Q&A it.
Let's Q&A. Yeah, let's open it up, right? Anything you guys want. I have Facebook open right here. I have the chat open. I think, Mike, you were asking about where's the
lead vendors, right?
Yeah, you're asking about lead vendors. Just go ahead and call Chad Dawkins. If you don't have Chad Dawkins' number, reach out to one of your uplines, or reach out to me directly, and I'll get you Chad Dawkins' number. But he's the one that handles all the leads department, and he'll tell you which vendors to go ahead and touch with. So that's what I would definitely recommend for you to go with there. If Mike's on this call, sorry. But anything in that, guys, go ahead and put it. Ryan, if there's any questions that I can answer for you, more than happy, ask away. I've been asking you all the questions, so I'm happy to share too.
I mean, nothing really comes off the top of mind. I think we touched on everything, and more specifically, how important it is to get on a consistent lead flow. I think that's one of the main things that we want to stress here. And then secondly, tapping into other individuals, because me, myself, I've been an introvert my whole life growing up, and it was hard reaching out to other people, and just be willing to be helped. That's why we're doing these live calls, is to help other individuals to make sure that they're succeeding. And that's why we're putting, that's why we're giving away 1,000 lead drops. If you're putting money into 1,000 lead drops every single week, it's just simply to make sure that everyone is succeeding.
100%, man. You couldn't have said it better. You got a question here, man. Chris Kreider saying, if you're working Medicare leads full time, how do you find time to squeeze in some final expense?
The easiest thing to do is to simply just ask. It's to simply ask and bring the topic up. It's not to convert the sale immediately because we want to be compliant. It's to simply ask in the house, whether you're sitting with a Medicare recipient and an appointment. At the end of the appointment, hey, Betty, one of the things I like to do is to make sure that all of my clients, they have sufficient life insurance. Do you currently have any life insurance? Sit, be quiet. You're guaranteed to make final expense sales, to get that upfront cash flow, to supplement, that long-term, delayed gratification with the Medicare sales, the system of Medicare. You're guaranteed to at least get 3 to 5 sales every single week. And those 3 to 5 sales, what are those going to lead to? That's going to lead to at least, like we've been talking about, Luis, 100,000 in life production in a year. It's as easy as that. It's just by simply asking. And most importantly, as far as goes back to referrals as well, how do we get referrals? It's by asking. If we don't ask, how are we going to receive?
Right. And we got to talk about being compliant. Stay compliant with it. Don't be like, hey, I need you to tell me more people. Just this is the way that you post things. Be like, hey, listen, I'm not asking you for any referrals. Just know that this is how I feed my family. And if you think that any of your family or your friends would benefit out of being able to talk to me, if you feel like I did a great job, I'm going to leave you some business cards. You can have them text me. I'll be happy to stop by their house coming next week or so. You didn't ask for anything. You just told them that if they know somebody, pass your name along, right? If they tell you, oh yeah, how you doing with life insurance? You say, great. I'm so happy. I actually specialize in that. I split my time 50-50. I'm a life insurance guru. But at the same time, I know that we can't talk about it right now. I have an appointment, and I feel like this family is waiting for me to help them just like I helped you. Let's go ahead and reschedule. After this appointment, I actually have a spot available at 4 o'clock. I'll swing back around. You'll be home. Great. That's it, right? Is there anything hard? That's not hard. Always do at another appointment on another day. Okay, so do the appointment the next day then. Say, hey, my schedule opens up at this time. What I'm planning on doing once I get this Medicare thing going here within the next month, I'm going to do all my mortgage protection in the afternoon, do 3-4 mortgage protection appointments, and then have my morning open to just grind. I got to compete with Loede. You think I can do it, Loede? Can I compete with you?
If you're focused on competing, yeah, but if you're focused on dominating, you'll do better.
I love it, man. You're the best, dude. I thank you so much for your time. Guys, this is the last one. Of course, Chris, you're welcome. We're so happy to do this. We're so happy to pour back into you guys. Feel free to reach out to Ryan. Any questions? Ryan, you want to just tell him your email address or your phone number, whatever you're comfortable with?
Yeah, you can text me, call me anytime. More than happy to help out. 216-903-0315. Or if you feel more comfortable with email, you can shoot me an email at my first name, last name, Ryan, last name Loede, Loe as in Edward, D as in David, E as in Edward, 23@yahoo.com. Ryan Loede, 23@yahoo.com, or 216-903-0315.
Woof, that was better than a commercial, man. You got this down. Guys, I like to leave it off. Any last words you want to say, Lodi, before I sign off?
Stay committed, stay disciplined, figure out who you're going to be prospecting, how many leads you're going to be buying every single week, and how many hours you're going to be putting in the field every single day. And things are if you can't become successful off of this structure and this amount of support that we're providing, that Team IFG is providing, it might not be the right business for you then.
Ooh, the cold hard truth. Sometimes it hurts. Um, all right, guys. Again, he said to stay consistent. I'm going to tell you a couple of things. Work backwards, right? Think your goal and think big. Dream big, right? Who's to limit you? If you need to have a paradigm shift, you need to just change your mindset. Go ahead and get rid of the negativity. Bring nothing but positivity in there. Go ahead and think big, guys. If you shoot for the stars or if you shoot for the moon, you might hit a star, right? The same concept in here. Work backwards. Look at that goal. Break it down. Take it down monthly or quarterly, take it down by week, take it down by workday, and you'll realize how achievable it is. Get your lead game strong. Reach up and reach out. That's so important. Reach up and reach out. You can't do this by yourself. The moment you find yourself not talking to people, the moment that you're going to start regressing, right? So make sure that you keep educating yourself. Find the better books. Like, oh, we didn't even talk about your Grant Cardone mentorship and obsession, but let's not even go there. But it's a good obsession. It's a positive thing because that keeps him on his game, right? Every top player needs a coach. Get your coach, get your mentor, right? We're here to help. Join the partnership because there's going to be no better way than being in the partnership. And if all my brokers out there, I love you, got nothing but love for you all. But hey, the partnership is where it's at. We're so excited to get these things going. I always leave it off like this, guys. My name's Luis Moyano. I was hosting your boy, Ryan Loede, and we wish you guys nothing but the best in 2021. Remember, be good, do good, and good's going to come back to you. Lodi, we're out. Thank you, brother.
Boom.